Alright. The name is Dale, doing the movie review for The Mule. I'm also going to do a quick recommendation / review of the Netflix series Narcos Mexico. These reviews and recommendations are done on behalf of Audio Liquor Magazine. I'm going to first start off with The Mule. This is a Clint Eastwood directed, and he also stars in this film. Clint Eastwood has done some good movies in the past, directed some good movies in the past. He's had a few misses. I believe his last movie previous to this one was called 1517 to Paris, which I didn't actually see, but I hear nothing but bad things about it. The critics, they did not like it. He did the movie Sully, which was okay. He directed the movie American Sniper, which I really like. I believe it was up for some Oscar nominations the year that it came out. Can't quite remember if it won anything. He did the movie Jersey Boys, which the critics did not like. They killed it, but I thought it was okay. It was okay. And he did the movie J. Edgar, which was about J. Edgar Hoover, which was not a good movie. And the critics, they agreed with me. It wasn't good. He did Gran Torino, which I really like. It has some very quotable lines that people still use to this day. He did $1 Million Baby, which was a very good movie. Mystic River, which was a very good movie. I believe both of those movies had Oscar nominations in some form or fashion. I believe they might even won a few. Not sure. He did the classic Unforgiven movie, which was probably the best Western movie I ever seen. And not to mention all the movies that he's been in since probably the 60s. So Clint Eastwood's been doing this for a long time, and The Mule is about a 90-year-old man who finds himself transporting cocaine for the Mexican drug cartel. And it's amazing to me that Clint Eastwood, I believe at the age of 88, is able to direct and star in this film. That takes a lot of energy, so that just blows my mind. At that age, he can be able to direct and also be the lead in a film. And this film has a good cast. It has Bradley Cooper, Michael Pena, Andy Garcia, Lawrence Fishburne. It's based on a true story. Clint Eastwood character makes some funny racist comments that are the highlights of the film. Had me and my wife busting out laughing out loud in the theaters. One of the few folks in there that was laughing. I guess in this PC society that we live in, where everybody's easily offended by things, they didn't find it funny, but we did. I don't want to spoil anything, but he made a comment about Mexicans and Home Depot that we thought was hilarious. He made a comment about this black family that he ends up helping. I don't want to spoil anything that I found funny, and he doesn't do it in a hateful way. He's not making these comments out of spite or for dislike for other races. He has no filter. He just says what's on his mind, and he does it in a fun-loving way, if that makes any sense. So Clint Eastwood did a good job of playing the lead in this movie. You also have him being on the outs with his family, especially his daughter. His daughter wants nothing to do with him. You know, him and his wife go back and forth with some drama with words. I guess in the past he put his work and hanging out first before his family, and that's where the strain comes in. The only problem I had with this movie, Clint Eastwood character never seems conflicted about transporting drugs. He never seem to have any trepidation about, should I be doing this? Drugs are bad, that type of thing. And his character he was an upstanding citizen. In the past, he never did anything, illegal or wrong. Didn't get even traffic tickets. So I just found that odd that he was so comfortable doing this. But that's just a small thing. The movie's a very good film. I will give it a strong B+. I recommend you go to the theaters to see it. Now I'm going to move on to Narcos Mexico. This is on Netflix. You could say this is the 4th season in the Narcos series, which you can call this kind of like a reboot. if that makes any sense, because the first 2 seasons of Narcos was about Pablo Escobar, and I pretty much thought it would end after the second one. I didn't know where they could go after that. And then when I heard they was doing a 3rd season, I was like, well, why? Where are they going to go? I thought they was reaching, and they end up doing it on this drug cartel called the Cali Cartel. And that season ended up being just as good, if not better, than the first 2 seasons about Pablo Escobar. That was a very good season. So now this 4th season is about one of the first, if not the first, Mexican drug cartels and how they got started. And then you have the American DEA trying to take them down, trying to catch them. And this is set in the 80s. And the series starts, this season stars Diego Luna, who plays Miguel Felix. He's the kingpin. He's the head of the drug cartel. And it shows how he came to power. And this is the best I've seen Diego Luna. He never seemed comfortable in American-made films where he has to talk English, has to speak English. But he's real good. This is the best I've ever seen him act. And then you have Michael Pena, who's like the co-star. He's the DEA officer trying to take him down. And Michael Pena's been in the Ant-Man films, both of the films. He was the one that outshined everybody in the first Ant-Man movie. He was very funny in that movie. He's been in The Martian. He's been in Fury. And The Watch was probably my favorite movies that he's been in. Shooter, Crash, which won an Oscar back in the day. And this series is in English subtitles. So if you're not patient enough to sit there and read a lot of subtitles, it might not be for you. You do have English speaking here and there, and actually you have an American narrating this season of Narcos. But it's so good that it won't even register to you that you're reading a lot of subtitles. So if you're not patient enough to read subtitles, it might not be for you. But like I said, the story is so good and it moves so well, is at a good pace that you're not really conscious of the fact that you're reading a lot of subtitles, if that make any sense. And I would give Narcos Mexico A. It's just as good as the past seasons. If you haven't seen none of the seasons, I highly recommend you binge them on Netflix. And I'm done. I'm finished. And there you go.